Yo, this is X Clone. What's up, people of God? Alright, so like I said before, I'm gonna be uploading videos about YouTube. About God. What am I talking about? On YouTube about God. You know what I mean? Okay, let's get this show on the road. Alright, anyways, let's see. Let's go to Daniel 3, verse 15. Hold on, I gotta look for it right now. Actually, don't have it here. So embarrassing, but oh well. Jesus. Hold on. You might want to skip ahead a little bit. It's kind of low. I don't know if you guys could hear the song in the background, but in your presence, what to my knees will I fall? I said Daniel 3, verse 15 through 27. Alright, I'm going to read it. Verse 15 through 27. Let's go. Alright, verse 15, Daniel 3. Okay. Now when you hear the sound of the horn, flute, zither, lyre, harp, pipe, and all kinds of music, if you are ready to fall down and worship the image I made, very good. But if you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied to him, King Nebuchadnezzar, before you in this matter, if we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve will deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold that you have set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar was furious with Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and this attitude toward them changed. He ordered the furnace heated. He ordered the furnace heated 7 times harder than usual, and commanded some of the strongest soldiers in his army to tie up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and throw them into the blazing furnace. So these men, wearing their robes, trousers, turbans, and their other clothes, were bound and thrown into the blazing furnace. The king's command was so urgent and the furnace was so hot that the flames of the fire killed the soldiers who took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and these 3 men, firmly tied, fell into the blazing furnace. Then King Nebuchadnezzar leaped to his feet in amazement and asked his advisors, weren't there 3 men that were tied up and threw into the fire? They replied, certainly, your majesty. He said, look, I see 4 men walking in the fire, bound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like the son of the gods. Nebuchadnezzar then approached the opening of the blazing furnace and shouted, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High God, come out, come here. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came out of the fire, and satraps, prefects, governors, and royal advisors crowded around them. They saw that there was no fire that had harmed their bodies, nor was there a hair of their heads singed. Their robes were not scorched, and there was no smell of fire on them. Alright, that was some good stuff. So basically what happened was, there was the 3 guys, and, King Nebuchadnezzar, he made a big old statue thing, and a lot of people already know this story, but I'm just saying it just because. So he made this big old image of gold. Man, my face is shining. I'm like, woo! Alright, but anyways, he made this big old statue of gold, and he ordered everybody in the place. He said to them, everyone is to worship this item, this statue that I have made. Yeah, everybody is to worship them, and whoever does not worship them will be thrown into a blazing furnace. So then, people started to worship it, but Abednego, Mashrak, and Sadrach, they didn't worship it because they believe in their God. You know what I mean? They're not gonna go against God or anything. So then Nebuchadnezzar goes up to them and he said, "Oh, you guys have to worship this statue." And they said no. They said that they will not worship it. That they are sure that they believe in their God and they will not worship the statue. And so King Nebuchadnezzar he became mad, and he was like, so he ordered his helpers or whatever to make the furnace 7 times hotter than it already was. So he made it hotter than it was already, and it's hotter. So I'm trying to get somewhere, my bad. But anyways, he made it hot 7 times hotter. So and he threw them in there as fast as he could. And while he was throwing them, actually it was so urgent and the furnace was so hot that the people that were throwing in the 3 guys in there got killed by the fire. And while they were in the fire, Nebuchadnezzar was like, "Wait a minute, wasn't there 3 guys that we threw in the furnace? I see 4. And one of them looks like the son of the gods." That's what he said. And they took them out, and they were completely unharmed, and there wasn't fire, and there wasn't even a smell of fire in them. And this is this awesome. This is basically what I'm trying to say about this awesome word that God has given us. Okay, did you guys notice that while reading this, they didn't, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they didn't start saying to God. They didn't say to God. They didn't pray and were like, "God, please, please don't let him throw us into the furnace. Please don't let him do that to us, please." They didn't do that. They didn't pray to God. "God, please, I don't want to be thrown into the furnace. Please don't let him throw us into the furnace." That they didn't. They didn't do that. No, they just kept their faith in God and believed that God will be with them wherever they go, whatever they might be. They just knew, they just had faith, and that's kind of sometimes what we have to do, because that whole furnace and statue thing kind of represents. I mean, I kind of talked about this before in my other video, but right now it kind of represents like as something bad that happens, like a bad things. A lot of people pray. A lot of people do pray and say, "God, please don't let these things happen to me. God, please, just when I go to whatever, just please don't let them hurt me. Please don't let them harm me. Please don't let them, just basically things like that." And basically we just pray that these things don't happen, that I don't get tempted. Please, God, don't let him tempt me. I don't want to. Please don't let him say, don't smoke that weed. Please don't let him tempt me, basically. Whatever it might be, weed, drinking. Man, I can barely see my face. It's light. Whatever. Alright, but yeah, it's basically like temptation. So, and a lot of people pray, but it's unfortunate, but we're just wasting our breath. Saying these things like, "God, please don't let this happen to us." No, we're just wasting our breath, because if we pray to them or not, they're gonna happen. It's just the way life is. It sucks, I know. Just wait till you die and go to heaven and everything's gonna be perfectly fine. But anyways, it does suck that, we have to be presented. We have to be presented. We have to be tempted. But it's actually a good thing, because, it shows that how strong we are in God. It shows how powerful and how much we believe God, and it shows it. And so, like, being tempted and all these bad things that happen, we have to realize that they're going to happen no matter what. No matter what, we're going to be tempted. Bad things are going to happen. And it's unfortunately, but that's the Christian life. And I'm not saying that the Christian life is horrible. "Oh man, bad things are going to happen to you." No, because you're going to have God, and you're going to be happy, and you're going to be peaceful. Like I said in the other video, but even when these bad things are happening, even when you're going through struggles and tribulations, even when, all these bad things and all things are going bad in your life and your family and this and that, and everything's just going horribly wrong, even when those things are happening, even when you're in the storm, you're still going to be with God. You're still going to be loving. You're still going to be peaceful. No matter what you're going through, you're going to be loving. You're going to love God because God is with you. The God who created this universe is with you. And it's just so awesome. It's just so great. So awesome. So great. Well, that's the ending of this video, guys. I'm going to be having part 2 coming out, so look for part 2. It's gonna be coming out. It's gonna be like part 1, part 2. The video ended up being 20 minutes, and I can only do 15 minutes. I can only upload 15 minutes, so whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys like and subscribe. You just let me know that you guys like the stuff that I'm doing because God told me to do these things, so I'm gonna do them. Like even if I have 5 views every single time, if I'm talking to 5 people's lives, then I'm gonna do them. If every time I upload a video, I'm talking to at least 10 people, then I'm gonna keep uploading videos because I know that I'm speaking to somebody, and even if the person I'm speaking to is watching my videos like this, I'm still gonna keep uploading videos because he's Jesus and he's awesome and I love him. Alright guys, I hope you guys like and subscribe. I'm gonna keep uploading these videos. Just let me know that you like these because it's God. I love him. Alright guys, like and subscribe. Leave a comment below saying something. I don't know. If you want to leave a comment, just leave a comment about how good God is. Alright guys, like, subscribe, stay tuned for part 2.